Good to go.
Good job, baby. Thank you. Well, hello. Welcome to the INOTC monthly meeting. INOTC. My name is Scott Walls, and I am an inventor. I've been an inventor all my life. When I was a little kid, I remember I didn't like tricycles. It just didn't feel right. Okay. And I wouldn't have anything to do with any bicycle that had training wheels. I loved I loved my bike. And I loved airplanes, and I loved submarines and kites. And I built a few underwater kites when I was a kid that were very fun to ride. And for a couple of summers, I flew a kite that could also perform as a hang glider, and that was so much fun. And all the time I was doing this stuff, I was doing like these mental experiments. I get thought experiments, I guess that's what they call them. And I always believed that there was a big idea that I would hatch. The trouble was I had to find it, and I was always searching for the big idea. And I naively thought that it would kind of come to me. And I didn't realize it would be so hard to go get it. But life intervened, years stretched to decades, and the notebooks, they just kept piling up. When I turned 59, it jolted me powerfully. And then I found the motor. It was a hub motor thing. It was hanging from the ceiling joists of my local bike shop, and it had a price tag on it. And I learned that these hub motors, they were actually pretty reliable, and they perform well. And so that was when it was fish or cut bait time for me. And I was going to fish. See, for at least 30 years, I had been turning over in my mind, along with a lot of other inventions that were products of my mind that were still stuck up in there, or I committed a lot of them to paper. But there was the concept of a three-wheeled vehicle that would retain its center of gravity along the center plane of vehicle. No lateral weight transfer, none of that hated lateral weight transfer, causing the inside tires in a curve to lose grip as weight transfers to the outside tires. My latest excuse for inaction had been that hub motors had not been readily available. They were subject to articles in Popular Science magazine. So I ordered my hub motors, and I built a tabletop model of this vehicle that had a linkage. And it was small. It looked like a toy, reminding me of a grasshopper. Then I scaled up the rear linkage component mock-ups. And then I figured out how to hook a bicycle front end to a slab of plywood, such that I just might not end up in a face plant. So I experimented. The trailing arms there, this thing has trailing arms that are constrained to rotate about a shaft that's forward on them. They'll figure it out sooner or later. And I got the hub motors laced to a pair of motorcycle wheels that I had bought. I installed the motors and took the whole mess to Brian Doolittle at Charlotte Cycles for install of components and connections. And it worked. It worked well. I've ridden this little cycle, the smallest one, the one with the wooden fuselage, around East Charlotte for a year and a half. No trouble at all. And it was just so much fun. And it felt so natural to ride the thing, except that your center of gravity, is still even lower than on a motorcycle. So this is a patent pending Delta format, which has one wheel in the front, tilting three-wheeler that uses rocking trail arms in the back and hub motors for power. Okay, moving on. For decades, the automotive markets have been splintering into niches and is ripe for disruption due to increased unsuitability for larger number of citizens. Boy, that hardly makes sense at all. Motorcycle markets are also possibly vulnerable to disruption due to weaknesses in cargo carrying, aerodynamics, safety, and ergonomics. Even racing participation could be disrupted here, with the noise no longer being an issue. So after riding this first one for a year and a half, I started the design of what I call the BF4 model, which is larger. Rather than having bicycle weight components, it uses motorcycle weight components. And it is very close to being finished. I can't get a handle on the programmable controller software that has to be set up. But that's just, it's just another problem to be solved, and it will be solved. One of my big impediments is that it's just me in my spare time, but I've been working on this as hard as I can for 2.5 years. I've been pushing it really hard, and I've made a lot of progress on it. I can ride the thing. The other thing, the other one is just about ready. I'll be able to ride it here shortly, and there's no debt in the whole project. I think that could be an attractive feature to possible investors. Y'all can, ask questions at any time. I hope you can see the video that my wife Robbie has put together, and okay, I'll watch it now. Yeah, doesn't that look fun? Is everybody watching it like this? All right. Yeah. So let's see. One thing I really like about this thing is that it's all mechanical, and it's really simple. I mean, other than the linkage, it's just a linkage. There's nothing exotic about it. I mean, it's exotic looking, and how it moves is kind of exotic, but it's just levers and shafts and bearings, rod ends. nothing out of the ordinary there in the components that make it up. It's just the arrangement of things.
Do y'all have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Is it all electric?
Yes, it is. Yeah, the back on the green BF4, okay, it has a hub motor and each back wheel, and I was originally planning to have front wheel drive also, all wheel drive, but I ran out of time in filing for the patent application, and I wanted to get some photographs so I could do some drawings off the photographs. So I put a conventional front end on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you got a big advantage going ahead and starting with electric, since that's probably, where a lot of stuff is going. So it's good you're able to do that and completely skip using a gasoline motor at all.
Yeah, you know what? I think all the motorcycle companies that are developing new internal combustion powered motorcycles now, I think they're going down the wrong road, because the future is electric.
Mm-hmm. Sure. How long did it take you to build your first prototype?
13 months. That one you see there, that took me 13 months to build.
Wow.
And then on the newer one, I've been at that about 15 months now.
Cool. Yeah, that's impressive.
It's so fun, and it's really reliable, and it's quiet. Yes. Yeah, it needs a stereo. Needs good stereo. And when I take it places, I get a lot of really excited reactions from people about it. Over the Thanksgiving weekend, I took it to Daytona to the Daytona Turkey Run car show and swap meet. And I got a lot of reaction, a lot of positive reaction. So,
Cool.
We'll see. I'm going to push this. I'm going to push this until there's compelling reason to stop pushing it. That's kind of been my modus operandi on projects of all, of all the things I've invented or tried to invent is I would push it until I've discovered the project killing problem. That's what I called it.
Hmm.
And there always seemed to be one. But with this one, I never saw it. And I've looked honestly for the weakness, for what's wrong with this. And I haven't found it. So I'm keeping my foot on the gas because I believe in it. Well,
That's cool. That's cool. Well, what's your next steps?
all right. Yeah, that's a great question. I have got to figure out how to get the BF4 running. I think when that happens, that will be a much more polished thing that potential investors could get their minds around, or people could see and get excited about actually owning one. So I've got to get this one running. Okay. Robbie just asked, what's stopping you? And right now it's the programmable controller is stopping me. It's not stopping me. It's kind of a pause until I figure it out. And I'm also in conversation with a group that develops new products. And I'm kind of hoping that they'll figure out my problems, but you know, I'm not going to hold my breath for that.
Cool.
Yeah, and another project that I'm planning is to rebuild the smaller one or build another one to replace it. See, there's these two vehicles occupy different market niches because one has 3 times the horsepower than the other one does. And so one's going to be a lot more capable than the other one is. But the smaller one will be very fun for bombing around the neighborhood on.
Cool. I was going to tell you about a website you might be interested in, or a podcast that it's a guy that does kind of training for electrical product design. So usually that's something much smaller, but I guess your product would still fall in that. The podcast is Predictable Designs Podcast. And he has a website called Hardware Academy. Let me see if it's got, hardwareacademy.com. So I've been listening to that podcast, and the one today I was listening to, he talked about, was talking to a guy about validating your invention and the different steps where you're doing your invention. And like,
Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That I'm going to get on that.
Yeah. And I haven't joined the Hardware Academy yet, but it's like $50 a month for the entry level. And there's full of experts on electronics, product design and development, and other, inventors. And so pretty soon I'd like to join. I'm just waiting until I'm building my prototype more, and then I'll join. But yeah, that might be helpful for you. You might be able to find someone for programming your controller, or at least ask some questions.
What are you building, John?
I'm working on an energy storage device to try to beat lithium ion battery energy density.
Awesome. You know what? What's another thing that's exciting to me about this product is that whatever kind of battery that comes along, I don't care. I can use it.
Yeah, I'll have to get with you a little later then.
Yeah.
And we
Cool.
have an electric car and solar panels. So
Oh, you do?
we're-
Yeah, a friend of mine in Idaho is gung ho about electric. He has the electric car, e-bikes, and the solar panels. So we email all the time about that stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm deep into that and all that stuff.
Sweet. Well, I don't want to take everybody's chance to ask questions or anything. Anybody else there?
Yeah, Scott, if you could have one thing go your way, like right now, either some sort of asset or some sort of resource, what would it be?
I need committed people. A lot more man hours need to be poured into this project to make it technologically get to where it needs to be, to where somebody would buy it. It's just me. I can only move this thing like snail's pace. This thing is an elephant. There's a lot. The potential markets are really big, and if the potential markets are big, that means there's going to be a lot of development involved. And so I want to attract people that want to do this.
That was a really good question.
Well, Greg and we've rehearsed it. over the years, we've kind of rehearsed over the years and over the months. You know, we've gone back and forth on this subject for a long time.
To be honest with you, I think you've got something there, not that's necessarily sellable, but definitely get interest already. I think you'd like to listen to this podcast I was listening to today, is the one I just told you about, but it was, I think it was put out on 8/24/2020. And they're talking about getting customer feedback. And if you listen to it, you'll see that they didn't have nearly as much as you have. And they're already talking about, you know, trying to get 10 customers that were excited about it. And then you can maybe start talking to investors, not that you would get the investment yet, but that you can at least start the discussion. Yeah, I mean, the fact you've got something you can ride around and ride places, and then the fact you've got another one built and almost ready to run. I mean, I think it's a lot further than just an idea, you know?
Yeah, over the years of inventing, I've kind of learned the hard way that good ideas are a dime a dozen. You've got to make the rubber hit the road. You've got to, you know, put something together.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I thought of first.
Yeah. But they capitalized on it, but you weren't able to. Yeah.
What type of controller do you have on your new bike?
It has a Kelly controller.
Never heard of that.
It's a sine wave controller. And it uses the 72 volts of the batteries and figures out how to pour them into the motor. Yeah, these controllers, they work so well nowadays, and they're really efficient. And one thing that's really great about these motors is that they're efficient at not only a low RPM, but a wide range of RPM, so that you don't need a transmission. And with a hub motor, you don't need a drivetrain. So that just really simplifies things. I mean, those two things really cut down on part count. And when I was in manufacturing, you know, part count was a big deal. You got to cut down, you know, you got to have as few parts as you possibly can for this product. So you've got to design things that do double duty. And I've tried to do that a lot. And I've tried to exploit synergies where two things would work together really well. And the hub motor and this chassis design, you know, the chassis design is a good idea, but it's the hub motor that makes the good idea a really good idea, makes it really work.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you got a little over 3 minutes left.
Okay. Well, okay, I guess we're coming close to the end of it. I thank you all very much for being here and for asking questions. I look forward to seeing you all in person. These video meetings, I'm not down with it very much.
Yeah, at least we've been able to all stay connected some during the pandemic.
Yeah.
At least had some meetings. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know anything about that type of controller, but yeah, if you go on that website I was telling you about, you might find someone that can help you.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. Or just, of course, like YouTube or something.
Yeah.
I've worked with other types of controllers, but never that kind. So don't know anything about it.
Well, John, I'd like to get together with you, meet with you sometime, and maybe you could ride the Mark III.
That'd be cool.
You ride?
Yeah, I got my motorcycle license.
There we
Uh,
go.
Are you in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll email you. Okay.
Okay, good deal. That'd be great.
Thanks. Let me write down your phone number too.
All right. You ready?
I got it. I see it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right there.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
It was good. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you very much for,
Thanks, Scott.
all right. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
It's very good. Fun idea. Very nice.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good evening.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Hey, Terry, is Terry still there? No,
Yes. Yeah, I am. I'm still here.
Oh, your iPhone. Okay. Did you ever figure out the bank account? Like if we can get a credit card or something from that so we can get the premium Zoom?
Yeah, they can take a check, but no, I wasn't able to get in touch with the bank yet on that. My schedule at work's been crazy, so I can't hardly even make a phone call. But yeah, I'm planning to get in touch with the bank, see about a credit card or debit card at least, and go with that. And if
Yeah,
not,
that'd be good.
we could still do a paper check, believe it or not, and get
I
the
can't believe Zoom. Let's just see if we can get a
Like,
credit
we get
card
it.
so we don't because like we had to pay for other stuff. Let's just see if we can get a debit card.
Yeah,
This account,
yeah.
and then-
yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.